Okay, so we're back. Here we are. This time we've got Brian Sexton from Sexton Co. So the customary cracking of the can. So sugar version, sugar-free version. Up to you, mate. The blue pill, the red pill.
I think I'm going zero sugar.
All right, let's go. I'll offset the zero sugar.
Let's go.
Cheers, my friend.
Cheers, my friend.
Thank you. Good to see you.
Thank you for having me.
Yes,
Appreciate
sir.
that.
All right, so
It's just what I needed.
typically I make a meal of this. So I'm gonna do what you do best, and I'm gonna let them tell you. I'm gonna let you tell the world who you are, because you're amazing. Over to you, Mr. Sexton.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I own a little marketing agency. We do a little content marketing. I've been in this industry for 25 years. I love the automotive aftermarket. I love the businesses that are in it, the people really who make it up. And throughout my years in the industry, I started in magazines, did a little stint in TV. I saw that most businesses really kind of struggled with how to market, how to get the most attention for their businesses. And through the years and working with hundreds of businesses, and unfortunately seeing way too many of them just kind of miss the mark and go out of business or really not perform to what they could, I wanted to be able to bring the best thing possible to the business owner, to the businesses, to get them the most attention that would, one, again, drive attention, but also, more importantly, I would say drive them revenue so that they could hit their goals, expand, add people, put their kids through college, do all the things that they needed to do. That takes revenue and having a thriving business. But it all starts with content, and it all starts with getting the right authentic connection with your customer. And so we try to make that connection every day.
Yeah. So interesting that every business at its core is solving a problem, right? So we solve the problem by pushing, the founder was racing a car, and next thing you know, something blew up and he made that part better. So for me, the problem you're solving is probably the hardest thing in the world, which is understanding how the hell you can be good at the largest anomaly, which is meta, right?
Yeah.
So it's an amazing opportunity. It's an amazing platform, and you guys are just hell-bent on getting it right and saving us the trouble of doing so, right? So talk me through the inner workings of how you, we'll talk about how well you do in what you do, but talk us through how big of an animal the whole meta life cycle is, right? Because that's phenomenal.
Oh, it's huge. What other software or just whatever other business has 4 billion people on their platform?
Crazy. 4
billion people, right? And so, and that number's probably a little bit larger. It grows, right? Sure. And so, how we kind of tame that, so to speak, is it really starts with your story. It starts with our client's story, and it's about being authentic, right? Because I think enthusiasts have seen enough BS to know. Like if someone is, say you're at the local drag strip, or you're at a Cars and Coffee, and someone starts telling you about their 1,200 horsepower Corolla, and you're like, well, wait a minute, hold on a second. Not that there's not 1,200 horsepower Corollas, but you better show me some turbos and a lot of things done, because it's not happening straight off the dealer lot, right?
So true.
And so, you have to really capture who is the company going after, and then where does that person live? What is that person doing? And then when you can meet them where they're at, and then make that connection back to what you're producing and the problem that you're solving for them, then you're not selling to them. You're just making a connection.
Correct.
And then when you make a connection in such a way that, a lot of people on Facebook or on Instagram, and let me just back up, the way that they're targeted really comes back to the content itself.
Yes.
And so, for the first time ever in marketing, the content drives the reach.
Yes.
And so when you can really nail that content and nail who that avatar is, that person you're trying to go after and where they're at, then it gets shown to them by the AI. And so you look at data kind of steers where that goes, and then you do more of that, right? You do more of the things that work well. And so And then from there, it's just taking that and turning it into campaigns that you've already tested organically. So that's kind of how we tame it in a nutshell.
Yeah, but you talk about, we just put in the campaigns. You show me the back end of what you do on on Facebook Meta, or what is it, Meta Business? I don't know what the hell it is now. There is a lot of things to click. There is a lot of moving parts. Like, I can't even know how to even boost the post anymore, let alone reach audience targets. Because, like you said, Meta is always evolving, right? So at the end of the day, it makes sense now. They've got 4 billion people active, so they're probably, they have to continue to make their tools better, make the tools, be able to reach that audience, right? So, I mean, I mean, is there a class you can take to go, okay, this is how it's done? It's like, what's the story here? And it's funny because the more you know,
yeah, absolutely. The more you know.
Yeah, the more you know, actually, the more you realize, I got to give it to the professionals, which is the path that we went down.
Yeah.
We started like hovering around, like, oh yeah, we can boost this, we can do that, and then we're like, oh my gosh, there's like 1,000 other touch points that we need to enable to get this done properly. Yeah. You know what, Brian? Thank you, mate. You do what you do because I think some people actually think that, you get involved, you're like, oh no, I got this, and then all of a sudden actually you realize you don't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, a couple things. So, we spent the last 10 years kind of perfecting this, right? And we've spent a lot of money, and we've done a lot of things that didn't work, and then, luckily we found a lot of things that did and continued working down that path, because it's definitely a process. And so that's one of the reasons that, you're smart, because it's honestly what we do, you could do, anyone could do, but you're going to spend 10 years figuring it out yourself, and a boatload of money, right? But I'll back up just to Facebook in general. Facebook, what Facebook wants is to keep everyone on their platform. Correct. And I'll just say Meta in general. So Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, also YouTube. Yes, they all want to keep you on their platform. Yes, sir. And so they know so much about their users. They know how many minutes they spend watching cat videos or drag race videos or whatever. They know everything about everyone on there. And so it's in their best interest to keep you on there, because that's how they make money, because they can sell ads against that, right? That's their whole goal in life. And so if we build content that's around what you do, and they want to keep the car people on there in whatever segment that might be, and that gets drilled down also to, is it drifting, is it stance, is it off-road, is it a Corvette, is it a Mopar, like whatever it is, Meta knows this. And you build content that talks to that specific person, and then drill down on the things that work, then again, you're feeding into the Meta machine as well.
Yes.
Right? But it sounds simple, which to a certain degree it is. It's simple, but it's not easy. Correct. Right.
Well, and that's why it's so powerful, right? That's why, that's why it's so addictive. I mean, and so it should be. I mean, as a terminology, we're consumers. We consume things, whether it be food, content, you name it. That by definition, a consumer is a consumer, right? So Facebook wants you to consume what you like, right? Right. And so, but that's the interesting part, is that just being able to segment that data, saying Jason likes muscle cars, Fords, burnouts, blah, 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 blah. They know all that. And so it's up to you then to go, hey, guess what? If someone like Jason likes those 4 things, again, I'm probably speaking out of line here, but these are the 4 tags that are in this video. Make sure you show Jason, because he'll appreciate it. Is that fair to say? You know what I
mean? In kind of yes, but also it's what's in that video in the sense of what the content is, and that's why we go super deep on our clients' products and also like who's using those products and where are those people at, and also beyond that, like once you develop a content strategy and you start putting that out, you have to really pay attention to the data. And data is not just click-through rates. So true. There's a ton of different metrics, from views to reach to engagement to interaction, first 3 seconds, etc. Yeah. But before you even get to any of that, you have to slay the first second. Yes. You got to get people to stop in the first frickin' place, right? And so, you take all of that into account, and just Oh, and one other thing, comments. Look at what people are commenting. What are they saying? That helps steer stuff as well. But at the end of the day, you have to put out massive amounts of content. I think people underestimate the effort that it takes to do this correctly.
Yes, and consistently, right?
And consistently, and to even get the amount of data that it takes to steer the ship, and to get to the parts that that drive revenue.
Yeah, it's insane. Like you just said so many things in that one sentence that no one is that people are oblivious to. There is like a thing I'll call it, because that's as smart as I am. Yeah. First 3 seconds. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's the thing, right? It's like, hey.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, hey, Jace, if they're not staying past 3, like you got a problem. So let's get them in. You know.
The first to third second is life and death.
It's insane.
Yeah.
So there was a old school terminology back in the day where it's like, where do you hold a dead? Where do you hide a dead body on the page 2 of Google?
Right.
So what you're saying is, where do you hide a dead body on Meta? 4 seconds of a video.
4 seconds and on.
Okay, so this is what I'm saying. So it's insane. And what is really compelling to me, and I don't know if I'm allowed to share this information. So we're live. It's probably too late, but you just tell me whether I can or I can't. But some of the stuff that you show me, some of the return, the ROI on $1 in, and let's just say 30 back, like phenomenal ROI. I mean, it's I've never. You know what? Wall Street's highest return on a tech company is 20 to 25 to 1, and your company, in some instances, or most instances, again, I won't generalize, has a 30 to 1 return. So you're like outpacing high-end tech companies right now. Is that phenomenal? Like, high five, Brian.
It's unbelievable.
Holy shit.
Like I said, I've been doing this for 25 years, and never, when we first kind of, I don't want to say stumbled upon it, because it wasn't so much a stumble, it was calculated, kind of working the data and getting into
just
where
solving problems.
Solving problems. Our average is 28 to 35 times return on ad spend. That's on average, and we have some that have performed well above that.
That's insane.
But you also get into, when you get into really high dollars, that ROAS is going to come down, but the revenue is going to be so substantial, it's unbelievable, right? Yeah. You're still trading at a very favorable rate. But
just quickly, ROAS being return on investment.
Return on ad spend. Return on ad spend.
Yeah, just so we know, because we're all very simple here.
Yeah. So it's basically for the return on the amount of money that you spend with Meta or YouTube or Google or whatever. And so, but I think that speaks to the power of the enthusiast, right? Again, one of the reasons that I love this industry so much is that, I've seen people skip mortgage payments to go racing.
Yes.
And that's the kind of customer that will spend to that level.
Insane.
And it's like, to say the people here, not only just the fans beyond that, but just the people around where we're sitting right now, or to say they're fanatical I think it's an understatement.
I couldn't put it any better. And it's crazy, because when you think about it, like you said, like marketplaces like Amazon, eBay have like a 10 to 1. Google has a 7 to 15. So Meta that's it. That's where it's at, right?
It's high. Yeah.
It's insane. And fanatical is a whole nother form. You know what I mean? It's insane. So I don't know. Share maybe. I'd love to hear. You have thousands of accounts or hundreds of accounts. Talk to me about a process where you've stepped in. You're like, oh boy, let's clean this up. Like a horror story turn love story.
Yeah.
Show me.
Oh,
give me something. Because there's people out there going, oh, Brian, hey, Brian, send me a pitch deck. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I have a good one. So I was at a conference, industry, and I heard a guy kind of talking, and he had a bit of a problem with his business, and so I went up and I talked to him after he got through talking, and we kind of chatted for a minute, and he was just telling me, he had been partners with somebody, and he bought the business, and he was trying to figure things out, and he essentially had to the end of that year, or he was out of business. And I think we were this was like May or June of that year, and so basically he had about half a year, and he was out of business.
Oof.
Out of business.
That's it. Done. No food on the table.
Done. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, no pressure.
Yeah.
No pressure.
No pressure. Far out.
And so I'm like, well, you know, this is what we've been seeing. These are the kind of results we've been getting. So let's, you know, I'd love to give it a try. And by October of that year, he was like, Brian, you saved my company.
Oh boy.
He's like, you saved my company. And so that was about 2 years ago, and you know, we're still working together today.
That's insane.
And driving record months, and to a point to where he is even expanding and opening up a second location, another brick and mortar, as well as, you know, he does e-commerce as well, but he's opening a second brick and mortar.
That's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, what a love story, right?
I love it. Yeah.
So, talk to me about, you know, just you've been doing this for a long time, right? It's not you know, you've been at this, like you said. Talk to me about your long-term, you know, you're at the first location for 20 years. Tell me about just all your exposure, you know what I mean? What you know, where it started to where you are today. You know, like, talk me through this, because, you know, people need to know that you've been out there, you've felt it, you've walked the aisles, you've had the conversations, you've had the dinners, you've heard people's problems, you know what I mean? Like, they're all very similar,
they
right?
They are.
And so, like you said, from the publishing side to today, like, you know what I mean? Like, so much has changed in general.
Oh, God. Oh,
so,
God. Yeah.
Talk me through that. You know what I mean? Like, there was probably a time where that was fun and that was working.
Yeah.
But today, what you're doing is crushing it, right?
Oh, yeah.
So, I'd love to hear about that.
Oh man, the things that we do now, I feel we help businesses so much greater than we did in the past. So, but anyway, you know, for me, you know, it started, I think I was about 16, and I heard my first 5.0 Mustang go down the road with a pair of Flowmasters on it.
Yes.
And I was like, no way. That car's making that sound. It's just beautiful.
Yes.
Within about 6-8 months, I had my first 5.0 Mustang.
Yes.
Right? And I read Muscle Mustangs and Fast Forwards, and I read all the magazines from cover to cover every month. Fast forward to me being 25, I actually got a job at 5.0 Mustang magazine. And
great magazine.
As an ad rep, and then the company started expanding and growing from there. We bought Muscle Mustangs and Fast Forwards. Anyway, we had like 80 titles.
Wow.
And so I worked on everything from Hot Rod Magazine to Motor Trend to Corvette Fever to Carcraft to all of it. We had like 80 titles. And I've been to so many events and so many businesses and so many shop tours, and literally worked with hundreds of businesses in this industry, and I saw a lot of things work. I saw a lot of things that didn't work, but back then it was just magazines. You didn't have anywhere else to go, right? And so it was kind of easy-ish.
Yes.
It was still business, but it was
sure.
At least the marketing side was a little more easy, right? You know, you put a full page ad in Hot Rod and your parts fly off the shelf. That's how it worked.
It's fair.
And then along came this little company called Facebook and Mark Zuckerberg, and then Google bought YouTube for $1 billion, and like all of these things started happening, and you know, companies started doing their own content on their own websites, and it got very fragmented. And businesses, they didn't really know what to do, right? They'd try this, they'd try that, and it was a lot harder to get the same return on their investment than it had ever been.
What do you think? I mean, what do you think changed? I don't know. I probably know the answer. You probably do, but I don't know. I'm getting a mental blank. What changed? Why did we stop buying magazines? What happened?
It's where consumers went.
Is that what it is?
Where did your customer go?
Is that what it is?
Where did your customer go? Your customer was hanging out on Facebook. Your customer was watching YouTube videos. Your customer...
Is that what it is? Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you remember, they used to be here, books and books and books, remember?
That's it.
Was it 10? Was it 10?
Yeah.
Obviously they changed names.
It was Peterson, it was Dobbs, there was Prime Media, there was Source Interlink Media, then it was 10.
Yes.
And I was there through all of them.
Now you're showing your age.
Yeah, I am.
That's what I'm saying, and they were here, books and you know, like, so that's it, right? So the content became easier to find, cheaper, easier, faster.
It got fragmented. It got very, very fragmented. Okay. And when things are fragmented, it's hard to know where to put your dollars and your attention. So your customer, as where they may have only read the magazines, well, again, now they're on Facebook. Or they're in forums. Remember forums?
Yes, yes,
and
that's
so
right.
They're spending their time in all of these other places. And so take a small business that might do, you know, $5 million annual, you know, and they're a handful of people, like they're worried about, you know, keeping their CNC machines going and
so true.
And their payroll made, and like they don't know, like they don't have the time to follow all the changing trends and can't keep up fast enough. And so fast forward to 2008, 2009, we get a little bit of unstableness in the economy, put a lot of them out of business, unfortunately, because they were like, well, I can either pay payroll and electric, or I can cut my marketing. And unfortunately, when you stop telling people about your goods and services, you stop bringing in revenue. And so I think a lot of that was they just didn't know where to go.
It's interesting you say that, because there was a massive turning point, right? Like, I mean, it was GFC, for crying out loud.
Yeah.
Do you think any of that? Do you think any of that affected some of the publishing, or just strictly the way they have access to it?
I think it just ultimately came down to where attention was at, right? People were spending more and more on time online. There were people spending more and more on time on social media, and they just were not picking up magazines. And so you also had the magazines were going through some, we'll say, interesting times themselves. I mean, they were owned by private equity, and there was a lot of internal things there. That I think maybe that product could have been a little bit better. I think maybe there could have been some things done better with the brands to maybe capture the digital side a little better. But again, that I think ultimately it just came down to where are the customers, where are the enthusiasts rather spending their time?
Do you think technology's played a part? I mean, look at the iPhone. I mean, Apple do these. Often you'll see them do these ads where they're filming a whole movie on an iPhone.
Yeah.
So do you think the technology also has helped create these overnight creators? Because back in the day, you need a creative team, right? So the magazines had printing houses, editors, content creation. And so bit by bit, I mean, like Weston Chaplin's one of my favorite guys. Like that guy, is probably a higher scale production now, but the ability to pump out beautiful content and then have it available for free, fast, effective. Surely that plays a part too, right? Huh?
100%. Because you've got anyone that can crank up a YouTube channel and start doing content. And some people do it extremely well. And I think it allowed the technology and the audiences to be a lot more accessible, right? Because you could do a supercharger install and do like before and after and do this like nice long form video on YouTube, and again the algorithm is going to pick it up, the search is going to pick it up, and the next thing you know you've got an audience, and the next thing you know those people are going to manufacturers, or they're doing whatever, and they're expanding that. And 100% the technology without a doubt played a huge role in that.
Yeah, it's crazy, because then we got this new phase of AI technology, right, which we should probably touch on, but I'm super fascinated around just that portion of it, which is just overnight content creators. And some of these people would never have had the opportunity to be where they are today. I mean, I don't know, like it's just, they'd miss the beat, they'd miss it,
Mm-hmm.
And so then that on the back of, like you said, just making sure that people are finding that content.
Yeah.
What's your favorite content right now? What would be your favorite content? Like if you were to tell anyone, hey man, I think this is the trend that I like, but the data says ABC.
Yeah, so I mean, what I like is what the data says is really good. So, but no, I like seeing like just real authentic things like out in the wild doing the thing, right? And then like maybe a little behind the scenes sprinkled in with that, because I like to know like the nuts and bolts behind something, right? Like how did that happen, right? And so whether it's a build or whether it's a certain amount of performance that you're getting out of something, like just give me some behind the scenes and then show me what the thing does, and then go rip it.
I love that. But you're cheating because you're telling me to look at the data. I want something that's not data inspired. You'd be like, this felt good and then this failed and this felt good and it delivered.
It's hard to say, because I'm a focus group of one.
I knew it.
I'm a focus group of one. And so I've had things I'll be like, man, this is amazing. And the data, it just goes, and then I've had things like, oh, that's okay. And then it just crushes. And so that is why we lean so heavy on the data. And so, I have things that I personally like for sure, but a lot of it is supported by the data, because it's just authentic things doing authentic things. Like I don't like BS, and I like something just going out and, seeing a car, rip through a road course, or doing donuts, or, trucks trying to get stuck and buried in mud over their ceiling, whatever, just exciting stuff.
Yeah, it's crazy because you touched on, forums, and you remember them. I guess you're right, because now it's WhatsApp groups, it's Facebook groups, right? So there's like I just as you were saying that, you know,
there's subcategories and categories.
That's it. The what's the word? The cog started turning.
Yeah.
I'm like, he's right. Where the forums go, I'm like, hang on a sec. I'm part of like 16,000 groups on Facebook.
They're Facebook groups. That's your modern day forum.
Yeah, actually, that's fair. And then again, they see what people are reading.
Yeah.
And then from that, they're like, oh, nice car. And then I'm assuming Facebook's smart enough to go, what car is it? What does it look like? And then bang, 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 right?
Facebook knows all of that. They're like, oh, he spends all his time in the Mustang group or multiple Mustang groups.
Oh,
they're like,
my gosh.
we are going to serve him Mustang content.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah, so all of a sudden, they've now got this, all of a sudden the data's centralized, right?
No.
Is that freaky?
And so they know so much. And the thing about it is that who controls the data wins, right? And that's why brand becomes so important. So I'm going to talk about brand for just a second. And
Let's
so
go.
think about it, and this is in the not too distant future, that you're in your living room and you're like, hey Alexa, I have a party of 20 coming over. They're going to be here at 7. 3 people are lactose intolerant. This person can't have gluten. I need food here at this particular time. It's going to go, no problem, got it. And it's going to send out the things. It'll be Uber Eats. It'll be whatever.
That's epic.
And guess who controls that? Bezos.
Yeah.
He's like, okay, but flip the script and you're like, and this is how important brand is. You're like, hey, I've got 20 people coming over. They're going to be here at 7 o'clock. Give me, I want pizza from Pizza Hut, and I want enough to feed everybody. By the way, these people have this allergy. I'm going to need something separate from there. Conversely, you could be like, I've got 20 people, just send a pizza. Yeah. But no, you want 20. You want them saying your name. And so this is where it's going. And this is how easy it's going to be with AI and with ordering stuff. So just like with you, Alexa, hey, I need an intake for whatever. Send me a Speedmaster intake for this thing, and I've got a track day on Friday, so I need this in time to install it. And it's going to be like, okay, this needs to be overnight shipped. This needs to be here. Blah 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 blah. And then it sorts it out. That's how people will order in the not too distant future.
Yeah, that's pretty freaky, and that's pretty freaky. You're not wrong, because then on top of that, again, the cogs keep turning. And on top of that, you got like Apple Pay. So obviously, obviously, like what I'm saying is that all I'm saying is it's something silly, but you just forget, like, because payments all integrated.
Yeah, it's all done. It's just going to show up at your house or show up at your shop.
Yeah.
And then you're going to go have a great track day. Because that's one less thing to worry about. We as humans love convenience.
Yeah, that's
And the more convenient that you can make it for your customer and meet them where they're at, you're going to win.
Yeah. Oh my God, yeah. I'm just now I'm so scared about how much Meta knows about me, because it's all there.
It knows it all.
So tell me, I don't know, let's touch on AI.
Yeah.
I don't know, love your thoughts on it, just the word AI, artificial intelligence. You know, do you guys get to play with it? Do you guys get to, dabble in it? I mean, yeah, anything AI.
Use it every day.
Oh, great.
Use it every day.
Talk me through it.
So we started integrating in both personally and in the agency. We started integrating AI as soon as OpenAI became public. So what, about 3 years ago? And so it is a tremendous strategy and thought partner. But AI cannot, it's not creative. It cannot just create on its own. So you have to have the human component. You have to have the human creativity. And you also have to know how to extract all the things out of it that you need to, right? And that comes with a lot of trial and error. I actually just did a talk on this at University of South Florida probably like 2 months ago. Spoke to a bunch of marketing students there about it. And AI is not going to replace us. It's going to supercharge us. It's going to make us this much better.
I 100% agree.
And so we utilize it a lot. Again, it's a great thought and strategy partner, and it's just tremendous. I'll sit and spend a couple hours with it at a time, just working through specific scenarios and specific things. And yeah, it's great.
Have you have you had the experience of it hallucinating yet?
Oh yeah, of course it does.
Oh my gosh!
And that's why you have to bounce between 3. So
yes.
So I typically on my browser I'll have Perplexity, I'll have Claude, and I'll have OpenAI, I'll have ChatGPT up, and I'll go between them all. Perplexity is such a phenomenal research tool.
Really?
Oh yeah, research it, and then you can feed that into ChatGPT, bounce that through Claude, go back and forth. Yeah, it's a whole process, but there's some very they're great partners. And then don't even get me started on video, because you've got the new Sora 2 and VO 3. Like the video capabilities are also phenomenal.
So tell me about what makes them phenomenal. Because the video part I've never played with. I will go back and mention that a lot of people a lot of my friends are using Claude. That's the name that continues to kind of rise to the top, which is interesting. So if you haven't heard of Claude yet, go ahead and use it, but it was new to me.
Yeah.
Tell me about the video capability. I've never used the video portion of it. Talk me through just an example of what it looks like today.
So what makes it amazing is how real it looks.
Okay.
So to the point of,
so it's generating video. Let's go back to basics.
It's generating video.
It's generating a video.
With audio, which is new also.
Yes.
Because used to it could generate the video, but the audio wasn't quite there, and the way...
so you're talking like verbal, like as in spoken audio. Oh, okay, keep going,
yeah.
wow.
Oh yeah, it's crazy. There are entire commercials that are AI that are out right now.
Wow.
They are even, and this is gonna blow your mind, there are AI influencers on Instagram as we speak.
Oh boy.
That a lot of people don't even know. Like you can't even tell. And that's another next wave of what's happening. And that's how real the video capabilities have gotten, and we'll continue to get better. So, to the point to where it's gonna democratize how often do you need to go out and shoot on location somewhere to get the same thing. And so again, it's all driven by human creativity, and your imagination is the ceiling, and then just the ability to extract it out is really,
that's insane. So do you mind if you share one of your favorite recent examples of where you've used the video out of curiosity, or you're just still playing with it? Have you?
Right now we're playing with it.
Yeah, good.
Because Sora 2 literally just was released weeks ago.
Sure.
And Sora 2, along with VO3, are that cutting edge that I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And so,
was it an example of, hey man, show me, do a video of Rob doing a good burnout, not a bad one. You know what I mean, or something like. You know what I mean?
I had it clone me, like pitching for meetings here at SEMA.
That's epic.
Oh, it was great. I literally just uploaded a picture of me.
Yeah.
And it was like, this is what I want. I want to be standing like out front of SEMA.
Oh my gosh.
And it created a video of me talking like, hey, let's set up a meeting while we're at SEMA.
That is crazy. I want to see it. I want to see it.
Yeah,
you got to send it. I want to see it.
I'll show you.
So I've seen so many examples of it, like it going through this stuff. Like on Instagram, they've got these ads. It's like, hey, make a Louis Vuitton logo explode into like a house with drapes, this and that. Like, and it's just like, wow, this. It's just crazy.
Sure.
Even if we go back and do like even just simple cartoon effects, it's fun. Let alone if you're not trying to do realistic stuff.
Yeah. It's great. It's wonderful, and I think that as it continues to advance and get stronger, like I just think it'll be more of a partner. I don't think it's going to full on replace. You can't in a way of there's experiential things that you can only capture live, and the human essence is going to come out of that. But then there are certain things that you can do with it that you can get value out of, and that people will find value in watching.
So I guess maybe what I'm hearing potentially is, so we've gone through this wave where, to be in a magazine or to be in to be an influencer or a creator, you have to be hired by someone. You know what I mean? You have to be the best. You have to go through all these, interviews and I don't know, whatever, auditions.
Yeah.
And then you might make it to a show, and they're like, okay, you're a David Fireburger. Go for it.
Yeah.
And then you have to hope and pray that you can get there.
Yeah.
So the shortcut of the phone and the YouTube and the technology allows you to be, allows anyone like Weston to be a creator today.
Yeah.
So potentially, Sora.
Sora.
So Sora might be like giving the tools to people we have with creativity that don't have jobs at marketing firms or marketing agencies to say, hey, I want to create this beautiful content, and I don't have to go out like you said. My imagination is to do a photo shoot with Brian at Laguna Seca in a Mustang.
Yeah.
Like I want to imagine what this would look like, but I don't have all the resources and human, So now people get to show their mental capability or mental creativity beforehand, and then obviously they'll be like, oh, this guy's amazing, let's let's get him into the fold or get him into the team. You know what I mean?
And if that's you, it's careers@sextonandcomarketing.com.
That's it. That's it. I love that. See what I'm saying?
Yeah. Seriously. And those are the people that we're looking for.
That is insane.
Because we're always hiring. We're looking for folks that do stuff like that, because that's exactly who is going to be in our agency as that develops. And so my team is already using it now. My content team is already using it. But there are those people, just like you said, that are out creating and building and making stuff.
So I think I'm going to come up with the dumbest example. All right. So I don't know. You might love it, you might hate it, but how about this example? So I love the band called Journey.
Yeah.
Right? Journey. Yeah. Awesome.
Seen them.
Yeah. Oh, great.
Yeah.
So I might get the story wrong. I'm sorry, but as far as I'm aware, they were looking for the lead singer of Journey, right, to replace the lead singer.
Yep. I know this story well.
And they're trying to replace the lead singer. They're going through agencies, all the typical methods.
Yeah.
So they go, be typical or, against the grain. Apparently they throw a competition up on YouTube saying, hey, go out there. And they find this kid, right, from the Philippines.
Yeah.
Who doesn't speak a word of English to a degree.
Yeah.
But is a perfect lead singer, right?
Yeah.
So now all of a sudden he's now, I don't know, what is it, 3 or 4 years into it, 5 years into it? It's like a...
More than that.
Is that how long
I
it's been?
saw him, when I saw Journey, I saw them with him.
Yes.
Yes. And this was years and years ago.
Yeah, so there you go. So that, I guess that is a prime example of what the world looks like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like to your point of finding this creator, you know what I mean? Like agencies were looking for this special creator, can't find him. All of a sudden someone goes out and creates this content. You're like, oh, this guy's got it.
Yeah.
Bring him in.
Yeah.
And so it's a prime example. Journey found like the one needle in a, how many people? Is it 1 trillion people?
Oh, it has to be.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And they found that needle in a haystack thanks to damn YouTube.
And he sounds great.
Oh,
I'll tell you.
Does he not?
Sounds phenomenal.
Yes.
Yeah, sounds phenomenal.
Yeah, so I saw them in Palm Springs, or Palm Desert. There's like, this beautiful amphitheater. It's underground, phenomenal. And I watched him there, and oh man, I was just in awe of his capabilities, of his range. He sounds, I shouldn't say it, but the same, if not better.
It really did.
You know what I mean?
I was impressed because I wasn't sure going.
Yeah.
Because I knew the story too. I was like, well, let's see how it goes.
Yeah.
It was a great show. It was a great show. But to answer your point, yes. Like there are people that have big followings on YouTube and that do content and Instagram and in other places that are coming to events like SEMA as media. And they are, they're, because in reality, they're getting as many eyeballs as magazines used to get.
Yes.
And they're getting as many eyeballs as any other media outlet would get, and it's just connecting it. And so, if you're a business and you're looking at those creators, and if they align with your values and what you're trying to accomplish, put them to use. It's content, right? Yeah. It's content, and so it only benefits because it just puts you in front of, exposes you to more and more people.
And it's crazy because then we're going to go full circle. Mm-hmm. So then all of a sudden, we've enabled these creators creating compelling content. They're easier to find. And then we can then grab that compelling content, give it to Sexton, amplify it, reach the touch points, and all of a sudden now people get to see what they want and have the ability to buy what they want, all in this really beautiful ecosystem that technology is kind of created right now, right?
You see it.
Yeah.
You see it.
Yeah.
And that's the full thing, right? It's connecting with people authentically, which that's what creators do.
Authentically. Yeah.
Authentically, it has to be.
Yeah.
And then giving them somewhere to go once you find a piece of content that does really well, meaning you're going to send them to a landing page, or you're going to send them to a sign-up page, or you're going to send them to a page where you're giving them something for free, but whatever, you're capturing them, bringing them into your ecosystem, selling them products and driving revenue, which ultimately at the end of the day helps you grow. And the enthusiast gets what they want. They've connected authentically with you, and now you've got a customer for a lifetime.
So I'm going to give you one more example, and I would love your take on this, right? So, I don't know, maybe 15 years ago, we're trying to work out this Facebook, YouTube stuff back in Australia. So, I don't know, I don't know if it was a top fuel team we had or a pro mod team, I forget. So what we did was we would go to the track, right? We would create this, capture all this, what's it called? Is it 1K? What 1080p? What's that? What was that?
1080. Yeah.
1080p, yeah. So obviously before 4K, because 4K. So was it 1080p? Is that what we would call it back then?
Yep.
So we'd go to the track, that was the 4K at the time, 1080p content.
Yeah.
So we sit there shooting for Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 3 days, shoot, go back, and then like feverishly try and create like a half an hour segment, like a kind of like a TV version, half an hour segment where people could go and watch what happened. You know what I mean? At the drag racing, NHRA, or whatever.
A recap.
Recap.
Like this is what happened this weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so we did this beautiful content, 1080p, sexy cuts, everything. So come Monday afternoon, you could go and you could watch it. And it was terrible. No one was watching. I'm like, man, the content's beautiful. Why don't you want to go and watch what's going on? So then we're like, you know what? It's against our company policy of, we don't want anything. We don't want POV, point of view. We don't want any of this quick, rough. Because I think at the time it was, I don't know what came out. It was Facebook. It may have, I don't know. There was a couple of live streaming platforms. Maybe it was, I don't know, Snapchat or whatever. And, you know, and it was kind of like, if you're doing this, you know what I mean? You're like, you're not professional.
Yeah.
So we're like, you know what? Stuff it. Let's do it. So Friday, at the time you couldn't really go live. So we take a 30-second snippet, upload it to our story. You know, like maybe a handful of them, like, you know, 5 minutes or 10 minutes of content.
Yeah.
Rough. You know, before the run, during the run, after the run, post it.
Yeah.
Get a quick interview.
So almost live.
Yeah, almost live. Yeah.
Right.
So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we had like 100,000 times to one.
Yeah.
You know, like interactivity.
Yes.
So that's what we did back then. So is it still frowned upon? You know, is it still that way? Is it still okay? I think because that style of footage is still okay now, right?
Yeah.
So
POV is very, it's very popular. I think what is easily digestible, because think of how quick people are on and off things on social media, and what, you know, YouTube, there are certain places where long form lives and does extremely well. YouTube is one of those. But if you look at Facebook, it's short consumable things. So you're like 15, 20 to maybe 30, maybe 60 seconds, right? And so is about all you want in a consumable bite, right? Now, if you have something that has more of a story behind it, or if it's more of informational, technical kind of thing, you can extend that time out a little bit. But it changes by platform, and it changes by taste.
Yeah, fair.
And tastes change fairly often with consumers, and so and that's one of the reasons why you have to put out so much content. And we work off of a 70-30 split, where we're doing 70% of structures and of things that we know work well, or things that we've tested with you that have done well. We're sticking a 70% of that, and then 30% we're testing stuff, and we're trying different things. And in that 30%, that it may be a POV, or it may be a live, or it may be something that we haven't done before in some particular way, but in the 30% we're experimenting with stuff. And so that's what the content mix kind of looks like.
That's where you're throwing the spaghetti at the wall, right? See what sticks?
Yeah, you have to always test and look for different things, all while looking at all of the hundreds and hundreds of campaigns that we have going at any one particular time, where we can see data and see it quickly. Like, oh, people don't like this anymore. That's too many hashtags, whatever it looks like, you know.
So I'd love for you to share, which is kind of like I think, it's my opinion, I might be wrong, but I think there is an industry norm, right, when it comes to length per channel. So I'd love for you to share what you think that looks like, because I know people are like, I think it's TikTok or Snapchat. I think TikTok. TikTok has to be like 15 seconds, or Facebook has to be 15 to 30, and then YouTube has to be 30 to 3.5. And then if you want 30 on YouTube, different story. Yeah. So I think there is like a fair industry zone, or you're like,
loose.
Nah.
It varies.
It's very loose?
It is loose, but I will say that the things that we see currently are the bite size, you know, your 15 to 30 second consumables of something that catches someone in the first second, shows them something of value, and then they can move on with their day, right? And so I feel, unless it's YouTube is the only exception, because long form works well on there. People will spend hours on YouTube.
Yeah, because they're not looking at Instagram on their TV, right?
Right.
So
right. They're not looking at Instagram on the TV. They're looking at YouTube on their TV.
Yeah.
Or this, honestly, the phone is the modern TV.
Sure.
Specifically around YouTube and around that, because you can dial up, and I say dial up, you can type up anything that you want to see on there, like how do I make the best grilled cheese sandwich, or how do I install a supercharger, how do I fix my toilet, whatever. And people
you'll find it.
You find it, right? Yeah. From the entertaining to the educational to whatever people want, right?
So I want to say another thing in closing. I'm sorry, before you close this out.
You're good.
I just remembered something, and I want to throw it out there. So we used to have this conversation where it was like YouTube made people watch, I don't know, 2-minute videos plus. Then I think Facebook was like, 30 seconds to 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, that's what it was. Instagram was like up to 30 seconds.
Yeah,
so
that was it. That was all you got.
That's right. So Instagram was 30 seconds. So it's like, hey, man. So I think what I'm getting at was there was this clear lowering of the bar of attention spans, right? And then I think it went to, I think it was Snapchat or whatever, it was like 15 seconds or 10 seconds. Like, holy shit, we're at 10 seconds. We've only got 10 seconds to share an experience with the consumers. What I will throw out to you is it came completely to my mind, and I just want to throw this out to you, is so many of my friends right now are like twisted up over podcasts. I'm like, I got no time to listen to podcasts. They're like, oh yeah, it's a great podcast. Listen to this one. It's like half an hour. I'm like, I don't have half an hour. I'll do it while you're walking or running. I'm like, I can't really do two things at once. Yeah. And now they're like, oh, did you see the new one? It's like an hour and a half. I'm like, wow, I couldn't do half an hour now. I don't know if you know, but there is like the Huberman podcast and all the rest. They're pushing 6 hours now.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know if you know, and apparently they're pushing them out like every day or two. So I don't know why I'm telling you this, but it's just like, is this the resurgence of maybe us not being like, maybe, is this the resurgence of increasing attention span? I don't know.
Man, I'd like to say yes, but I don't think so.
But the numbers don't tell us that.
The numbers don't support that.
Yeah.
But I will say this, podcasts, because I listen to a lot of them myself.
Oh, there you go.
But I am very busy. I can only listen to them, like, it might take me a couple days to listen to a 45-minute or an hour podcast.
That's what I'm saying.
But it's very valuable information,
yes.
and I think it comes down to the channel, what the message is, and what you're trying to learn. So I listen to a lot of Alex Hormozi, or Gary Vaynerchuk, or Cody Sanchez.
Nice.
Or, like, there's a lot of really good ones that provide a lot of value that pertain to business, to marketing, to social media, to a lot of that. So I do those, and I do read a lot as well. But back to your point, I don't think attention spans are getting any longer.
Damn it! I was hoping that podcast is going to save society.
But for the right thing, they will.
Yes. Yeah, I'm like, please, let's save society, because I mean, even movies, like those are, every now and then you'd get a couple of 3-hour movies. Those days are gone. You know what I mean? Like, they still come out here and there, but they're not there. So I was hoping the resurgence. So you did mention a couple of good ones. I mean, what's probably your top 3 podcast channels? You mean Gary Vaynerchuk's fun? I mean, these guys are great, right?
Yeah. So between Alex Hormozi and Gary Vaynerchuk, like, they're some of the best. And if for the audience, if you don't know Gary Vaynerchuk, he's the founder of VaynerMedia. He helped his family's liquor business, their liquor store, liquor and wine store, go from a $4 million business to a $28 million business. He was one of the first to really go after email marketing and Google ads. Like, he bought the word wine for $1 back early on.
That's crazy.
Right? It's crazy. And he is very prolific in social media. He works with brands such as PepsiCo, Johnson & Johnson, NHL, the Jets, and does, it's a $350 million annual agency. So he does big campaigns with these folks. But again, the power of social media and content marketing. Do you think Gatorade was happy with KSI and Logan Paul in 2022 when Prime outsold them?
Yeah, no.
And they solely marketed that on social media. Prime hydration drink outsold Gatorade.
That's insane.
At home. And then you have Mr. Beast, whose candy bar outsold Hershey through social media. Right.
Crazy.
This is the power of content marketing done properly. And so we learn a lot of the things that we use at our agency through Gary Vaynerchuk. And then Alex Hormozi is just a marketing genius. And he he has perfected, he's built a lot of very tactical things that companies can do that are in and around offers and in and around lead gen and in and around sales, to the point to where he sold his first business for $42 million and started another one where it's acquisition.com, which is where they partner with other businesses, and they have like $1 billion in their portfolio worth of businesses.
That's insane.
And he gives away information. He gives away all of this stuff for free on his podcasts, and we read a lot of his books and stuff too. So, and
I think from my experience of the two, which again I don't know. I shouldn't say I don't have time. I'm part of society that's shrinking my brain size, not growing it, but they're bite-sized, accurate bits of information, right? Like he'll say something, you're like, oh, it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not this long tail story of
sure.
Crazy stuff. I mean, there has to be something that you can go, hey, Jace, this is one cool thing that I heard him say.
Sure.
Surely there'd be one that you can share with me today.
Oh, man.
I'm sorry, Brian.
Yeah, he put me right on the spot. No, I mean, really the one thing is that I think, again, people underestimate what it takes to do content marketing well,
so true.
And do content. And that, at the end of the day, will connect you to your audience, and that, at the end of the day, will drive revenue. And so it's content done authentically.
I love that. Well, I've taken up all your time. I mean, is there anything else you want to share in closing? I mean, there is so much going on with that brain of yours. I've tried my best to pull it out for you guys. I'd love for you to share anything. We're at SEMA 2025. I mean, it's beautiful. Show's busy. It's great to be here again. I don't know. Over to you, Brian. Over to you.
Thank you. I want to say thank you very much for having me on here.
Yeah.
I greatly appreciate it. Thank you for allowing me to share some of this. And I would just say, as we're kind of getting to the end of 2025 and heading into 26, it's a very exciting time for what we do, and I think we have a lot of opportunity to help businesses not only survive but thrive in 2026 with all the tools that we have at our disposal. So yeah, we're looking forward to continuing to work with you, continuing to work with a lot of companies in this industry, and help everyone grow.
Well, again, Brian, Rob's here from Sexton Co. I mean, look it up. It's fun. There is so much upstairs in that brain that I get to interact with on a consistent basis. So again, thank you for coming.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for sharing your story and your time. And yeah, that'll be done. Again, cheers to you, sir.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Cheers. Thank you.